What's good, Spurs Nights? It's your boy Clan the Spurs fan here with a brand new video. I just wanted to talk about something really quick, and I got about 10-15 minutes, and I'm just gonna go live and talk about this really fast. Danny talking that shit, y'all. Danny talking that shit. Now here's the thing. Danny Green has came out and stated, because they asked him, and you got to be fair with that, because they always ask these players, and then the players give their thoughts on it, their opinions, and then we get angry about it. And I know that that's a little messed up to do that, but it's just something about the fact that Danny Green was with the Spurs. We won a championship. We were so successful. I mean, everybody in the organization treated him well. And afterwards, before we get into the Nick Nurse thing, what he said about Nick Nurse, after he left, if you don't recall, he was talking, it seems like he's trying to be positive towards his new team, but he would throw dirt on us every time he says something about his new team. Because if you remember, right when he left the San Antonio Spurs, the first thing he said was, "I've never played on a team with this much depth before." Danny Green has not been around much. I mean, I know he played for Cleveland. Who else did he play for? Is that it? Maybe he played for Cleveland, San Antonio, and that's about it. So it's not like he just went through a whole bunch of teams and he's like, okay, this is the most depth. No, he's saying that this team right here, Toronto Raptors, had more depth than the 2014 San Antonio Spurs. That's how I heard it. As a fan, that's what I heard it. With Tim Duncan, Manu, Tony Parker. No. Those champions, screw that. This team I'm on right now had the most depth. He don't have to say that. He can sit here and say, this team I'm on is great. We got so much depth. I'm hyped for it. But he elected to throw dirt on us earlier when he did this. Now he comes out, just the other day and starts, and they ask him about Nick Nurse and says, can you compare and contrast Nick Nurse? He says this. He says, I wouldn't say it's better or worse. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Leave it there. I don't say it's better or worse. Nick Nurse is more receptive to players. He hears us out a little bit better. And I like that a ton. Well, right there, what you said is, there's a difference. Here's a difference. And I like this difference because this is what I like more than what Popovich was doing. That's basically what you said. And you need to watch your mouth when it comes to the San Antonio Spurs, because we gave you that ring. We're the ones who developed you. We're the ones that put you in this position where you can even have a big role on another team like that. We gave you that platform. And I know Danny Green worked his ass off. Of course he did. He's an NBA player. But you cannot convince me that if it weren't for the San Antonio Spurs, that he wouldn't still have a career. We kept him, gave him money, and kept him even when he wasn't playing well. Even when he was playing like trash, we kept him. When he's shooting 1 for 6, we kept him. So I don't want to hear any of that. Now, I understand what Danny Green is saying. That might be true, but at the same time, you're still throwing dirt on Pop. And the thing is, the reason why Popovich is like that, and Popovich isn't even fully like that. If you're a right type of player, if you're the right type of player, he'll listen to you. He'll be receptive of what you have to say. If you're Tony Parker, if you're Tim Duncan, if you're Manu, he will listen to you. If you got high basketball IQ, I think he listened to Boris Diaw. But Green was a role player, just strictly role player. And maybe he didn't want to hear out Danny Green. And another thing with Danny Green, too, he made a lot of mental mistakes down the stretch. When he came up to Popovich to explain something where he did a foul where Popovich did not want him to foul, Pop told him to shut the F up. He did that because he didn't trust Danny Green like that. So, you know what? The rings speak for itself. I don't even have to sit here and explain why, it's okay for Popovich to be like that. He's an old school coach, like many people have been saying. And that's what he does. He has gotten it done trusting himself. He has gotten it done going off of his own intuition on what he thinks he should do with the team. And he's been successful ever since he's been here. I mean, apart from the first, season he was coach. But other than that, he's been successful. So he knows what he's doing. He's Greg Popovich, Big Papa. And I'm tired of hearing anything negative about the Spurs. And the one thing about Toronto too, first off, I don't want to see Toronto get anywhere near the finals. Since we're out of the playoffs, I don't want to see that at all. Like, I mean, I think most of us would agree that we don't want to see Toronto get to the finals. I think, this is just me personally, I think when it comes to Kawhi Leonard, as great as he is, he showed me something when he quit on us like he did. And I just have a feeling that he got, and I actually heard this from Skip Bayless, but I was thinking it before he even said it. But I'm like, you know what? That's exactly, he spoke exactly what I was thinking. I always felt as if Kawhi Leonard, after he did what he did with us, I saw him as a totally different light. I knew he had still got talent. I know that he's probably the best two-way player. He's the best two-way player in the NBA, period. I understand that. But when he did what he did, where he just quit on us and didn't even show up, didn't even play, that showed us one thing about him. Well, two things about him. One, he's not a true leader. True leaders don't do that. You're at least there for your team. Three things actually. Number two, he's unreliable. As far as, is he gonna play, where he's gonna go, what he's gonna do. You never know what he's gonna do. And number three, he got some quit in him. He has some quit in him. And I would not be shocked, I would not be surprised if we see some quit from Kawhi Leonard in certain situations. He got some quit in him. So let's just lean back, watch, pay attention. And the Sixers are so talented, and I think all of their heart lies into Jimmy Butler. So I don't know if they're even going to be able to beat Toronto. I hope they can, but I'm not sure. We always know with the 76ers, you never know what the Sixers going to do. They're very like on and off as far as where they're going. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, deep inside, I think it's deeply embedded. Deep inside, I think Kawhi got some quit in him. Pop had to explain to him, just because I call your number don't mean it's for Kawhi to score. Wait, say that again? I feel stupid right now because I'm sure everybody else understood what you meant. Pop knew he had to coach Danny. Okay. Pop had to explain to him, just because I call your number don't mean it's for Kawhi to score. Just because he called Danny Green's number, it doesn't, I don't know. Danny just kissing Kawhi's ass to try to keep him in Toronto. I think that's what he's doing also. But at the same time, and that's another thing. That's another thing that bothers me about it, y'all. That's another thing that bothers me about it. Even when Danny was here and he was in San Antonio, he was sticking up for Kawhi. He was saying, no, I think Kawhi's going to, that's what he said. I think Kawhi's going to stay. Kawhi's going to come back. Kawhi's going to do this. He said all this about Kawhi. Kiss Kawhi's butt. He didn't once just have the teams back, because when they talked to Rudy Gay had an attitude about it. They talked to Manu. Manu was very politically correct about it, but you could tell Manu was not cool with what Kawhi was doing. When they talked to Popovich, Pop was just outright, go talk to Kawhi and his group. So he's already saying he ain't even part of the team at this point. So everybody on the team had an equal consensus of what was going on with Kawhi, but Danny Green. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Spurs did not mind handing off Danny Green, because Danny Green was kissing Kawhi's butt before he even left. And now he's over there and he says little things that tries to diminish the Spurs while lifting up Kawhi. It bothers me because it seems like some of the stuff Danny says, I feel like he talks to Kawhi about it behind closed doors. Like, man, Popovich was just so strict, wasn't he? Oh, Popovich was this. Oh, the Spurs just did this. It bothers me. It just bothers me. And I don't want it to bother me. I don't want to be petty. I don't want to just get on here and be like, we're just going to talk about Danny Green. But that's what we're going to have to do. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. He does this often. He said Kawhi would have been good if Pop let him be free. He said that? Oh, he ran a play for Kawhi, but it's for the Spurs to score. Oh, okay. I understand. Damn. He said Kawhi would have been good if Pop let him be free. Kawhi would have been good if Pop let him be free. Well, what the fuck does that mean? How many points? Like, if he let Kawhi be free. It's about longevity success, man. It's not about just superstar. I saw the stupidest comment, y'all. I'm sorry. And if you're in here, I don't know if you're following me on Instagram or anything like that, or you follow me on, I don't know. I didn't even see the name on it. So if you see this somehow, it's not probably not gonna see it. But if you see it somehow, I'm sorry. But this was a stupid comment. I saw a comment on a post about Kawhi, and the comment says something on the lines of, the Spurs should have realized, the Spurs felt as if the team was better or bigger than the superstar when they should have just took care of Kawhi and allowed him to just be the superstar. I was like, that is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. I'm sorry. If we get to the point in the NBA where one player is going to be bigger than the entire team, I'm done. Well, I guess we kind of are there right now. But with the Spurs, if we do that, that ain't my Spurs no more. Like, I'll still support them, but that won't be my San Antonio Spurs. As soon as the Spurs say, you know what, Kawhi, you're bigger than everything, that's the reason why teams might win a championship or two and then just fail and just fall off. Look at Cleveland, because they put so much into superstar. We get this superstar, we're good, and you fall off. Lakers, you put in superstar, okay, we're good. No, and then you fall off. You can't put all of your effort into one superstar. You can't do it. Look at OKC, they do it. They ain't going nowhere. They're not going to do anything. You gotta be a collective effort. The Spurs been winning for so long because of that. So this whole notion of the Spurs, Popovich should let Kawhi be more free. Okay, as great a performances Kawhi has had in this playoffs, he still has his career high in the playoffs with the Spurs. Was that not us letting him be free? Was that not us letting him go to work? He had, what was it, 41 points against the Grizzlies in the playoffs? I guess that just wasn't Popovich. People act like Popovich is just such a dictator, and he's not. Popovich is going to coach the way he's going to coach, but he also knows how to adjust. He also knows when to coach, when to lay back, when to, in the playoffs, especially this last series, I noticed he backed off. The bad thing about him backing off is it really showed how LA just ain't going to show up. But he backs off. He lets you be you. He did it. He had to learn to do it with Manu. He did it with Timmy. Tony really needed some reeling in, but he did it with Tony. The reason Steve Kerr can't get Draymond to turn the music down while he did an interview is because their players are bigger than the team. Exactly. That happened? Damn, y'all telling me a lot of information that I did not know. That happened? Was Steve Kerr sitting next to Draymond and Draymond had his music on? You serious? Clan, have you seen the NBA story tell a story about us? He says Pop needs to be dominant and in charge, and that he mentally screws over players to be timid and weak so he can be in charge. Please make video countering NBA storyteller. NBA storyteller. Is that somebody on YouTube? I'll check it out later. Hold on, can I screenshot stuff while I'm in here? You see. Yep, okay. Alright. Let me try to screenshot this so I remember. That's insane. Now did he do one I'll check it out. I'm assuming he didn't show his face. So I would have to really if he's legit, I'll have to write that up. If he legit made a I mean, how was it? Was it just highlights and pictures and stuff and then he was talking over it? Or was it him talking? Because I need to know what type of format I should do it in if I'm gonna counter it. That's fucking ridiculous. That's crazy. Toronto don't deserve Kawhi. I mean, I feel you. Toronto don't deserve Kawhi. But I think Toronto does deserve Kawhi. I think how they screw over their players. I think how their organization is kind of flip-floppy. I think how they're just kind of lame. I think they do deserve a Kawhi. I mean, Kawhi, it's not a guarantee. They definitely deserve a guy who you don't know is going to be there and iffy and people are already thinking that Toronto's going to win a championship. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so. Kerr was doing an interview, and he asked them to cut the music down. The sound guy says, "I can't. Draymond don't want it down." What? Was it like half court interview or what? Like, was that halftime? What was this post game interview? A lot of people have bad image of us because of storyteller. I would love for the Spurs fans to give our side of the story, which is more than BS storyteller has. I put the link above. All right, I'm definitely gonna check it out, and then I'll decide whether or not I like counter it or not. I mean, because I did watch something. I don't know if it's the same one, but I did watch something where it was like crazy, and I was watching. I was like, this is just too crazy for me to even make a video of it. Like, it was just too stupid. Because somebody was really mad about it, and they said, "Yo, you gotta watch this, some bullshit." And then I watched it. I'm like, this is just silly. Like, if you actually believe this, it's just silly. But all right, y'all. I think I'm gonna go ahead. It was on the jump, and everything. What, it was on there? Let me know. Was it on there today? Because I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look it up. Was it on there today? Let me know, Chulo. No, last week or so. Okay. You think it could be the same one? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, y'all. Yeah, I just want to give my quick thoughts on it because it really irritated me, and I'll get with y'all later. Deuces.